me some ice. Skin me a peach and save the fuzz for my pillow. Poach me a prawns, talk to me nice. You got to wine me and dine me. I'm getting hungry. Peel me a grape.
I'm Laura Bonicelli, and we are cooking with Italian style. It's not always fast, it's not always easy, and it's not always Italian. We use the freshest and finest ingredients that we can find and afford, and we not only savor the meals we make, we savor making them. That is cooking with Italian style. Today we're making one of my favorite light suppers or appetizers, Pizza Fritta. Let's get cooking! I'm working with some pizza dough that I had frozen. I made a batch of it, which makes 2 large pizzas. Made 1 large pizza and froze the second half of it, and that's what I'm using today. And I'm going to get 6 appetizer-sized pizzas out of this. So what I am doing is I cut it into 6 pieces, and I'm just using my hands to stretch it out. You could roll it out if you wanted to and make it more uniform, but I kind of like them to look a little bit rustic since it's Pizza Fritta. Pizza Fritta is a kind of a fried pizza dough that's a street food in Italy, and I like the rustic look of it. So here I am on my 3rd one, just pulling it out like that, and I'm going to let these sit for about 10 minutes just to rest and rise a little bit before we put them in the hot oil. You can buy pizza dough all over the place now at little Italian shops. You can buy it fresh and frozen in most of your grocery stores. So if you don't want to make it yourself, you can always go that route as well. Okay, so 2 more to go. I have all kinds of toppings that we're going to use with this, and the oil that I'm going to be frying it in is actually a mixture of canola oil and olive oil, and I like to use the 2 together because the canola oil has a higher cooking temperature, which helps us a little bit with the frying of these so that they don't burn quite so easily. Okay, last one. So I'm going to let these rest for 10 minutes, and then I am going to heat my oil up in the meantime, and we will fry them up. You can see my oil is just starting to smoke. You want your temperature to be between 360 and 375 degrees. And I'm just going to quickly lay, working 2 at a time, these right into the hot oil, and you can see them start to sizzle, and they will pop right up. Perfect. You can see these are puffing up a little bit and ready to flip, and there they go, just like that. Perfect. In just a few more minutes and they'll be all set. Okay. Well, these are ready to take off. So I'm going to just pull these out and drain them on paper towels. And then in go 2 more. Perfect. All right, these are ready to flip. I had to kind of push the centers down a little bit just to make sure that they were browning and cooking. A couple more minutes on these and they will be perfect. 2 left. What this is a fantastic casual party idea. I do this for catering from time to time, and people absolutely love it. And let your imagination go. You can use anything you want or anything you like for toppings. And what I have going here is some classic and some rather adventurous things. So, first one, basic pizza sauce and a little shredded fresh mozzarella that I picked up at a local store, and it is very fresh. Okay, and then on top of that, just a little bit of fresh oregano and a little bit of fresh basil. Okay, so that is my first one. The other nice thing about these is because the pizza dough is so light, if you make them small, people can try different ones and they don't get all filled up. Okay, next one. This one is a little harder to work with. This is actually a triple cream brie. And we're just going to take that and spread that as the base around like that. And then the perfect complement to a triple cream brie is grapes. Although I have to say that a lot of people probably haven't had grapes on pizza, but this is absolutely delicious. And then a little sprinkling of fresh chopped rosemary. And that is just this wonderful flavor. And then on top of that, some sweet caramelized onions. And all I did with these was thinly sliced the onions, and I used a serrated knife, which works really well if you don't have a mandolin, very thin, and then slowly cook them in just about a tablespoon of butter. It was probably a cup and a half of onion, tablespoon of butter, and just let them go. And it took about 45 minutes, and at the end I added just a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt, and they turned out perfectly. Okay, then on top of this, a little more brie. I told you this was hard to work with. There we go, like that. Okay. Honestly, this will melt down. I'm not using too much. Okay, perfect. Onto our pan. And for our last one, we have some homemade walnut pine nut pesto, which is kind of my basic go-to pesto that I always have around. I make it and freeze it and take it out as I need it. And it stays this color, by the way, when it freezes. Okay, then on top of that, some red pepper that has been blackened. And I blacken the red peppers just by putting them on the flame on the stove, and then I put them in a paper bag and skin them and freeze them. So I always have these on hand as well. That's a big piece. Let's see if we can break this up a little. That. And then this is some locally made sweet Italian sausage, and I got that at Centers right here in Northeast Minneapolis. Lots of great sources for sausage around Minneapolis, and I'm sure all cities, okay? And then on top of that, my favorite cheese, Asiago. Could use a little Parmesan just to finish it off like that. Okay, so there are my pizzas, and what I'm going to do is just pop these under the broiler. But here's another idea for you. If you like wood-fired pizza or grilled pizza, just put these indirectly on your grill for a few minutes until the cheese melts and they're nice and hot, and you'll have a nice smoky flavor to them. Okay, these go under the broiler. 4 to 5 minutes under the broiler, and these are ready to go. If you want this recipe and more, go to solobybonicelli.com and click on the recipe video vlog. And that will include the pizza dough, the sauce, and the pesto, as well as how to make pizza fritta. I really hope you enjoy making my pizza fritta and cooking with Italian style. Buon appetito!